When I finished college, I had quite a few options with what I wanted to do in my life, and I chose to pursue further education at university. I've been there for a couple of years now, so I'm experiencing one of the key events of each student's life, which is being completely broke. My university runs a cinema in one of the lecture halls, which has showings 2 to 3 times a week. The offer for students is a £25 payment for unlimited access for a whole year. When you work it out, that comes to about 40p per showing, which is a pretty good deal when a normal cinema ticket costs about £8. The only downside is that the films shown aren't completely up to date with the cinema. We get access to them about 3 months after they leave the cinema, and quite often, random old films are shown. Since I purchased the unlimited pass, I ended up seeing a lot of films I wouldn't have otherwise. This includes Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, and the topic of this video, The Apprentice.
Sex change operation.
I see.
This film is a biography of the United States President Donald Trump. It covers much of his early life, such as his real estate business and relationships, specifically that with Roy Cohn. Unlike many other biographies, The Apprentice was quite critical of Trump, showing many of the immoral decisions he had made in his life. Unfortunately, I'm not particularly in the know with films, so I wouldn't be able to give more than a surface level review. However, I really enjoyed this film. Donald Trump was played by Sebastian Stan, and I thought his acting was phenomenal. He showed the influence of the people around him on Trump, and the development of his mannerisms through the film was incredible. I'm not sure how famous Sebastian Stan is as an actor, but the only role I think I've seen him in before this was Bucky in Marvel films. His IMDb page shows that role in his Known For section. It makes sense given the popularity of the franchise, for I had no clue he was so talented from just seeing him in that role.
Rule 1. The world is a mess. Okay?
In The Apprentice, everything about his character was perfect. His facial expressions, his body language, his lip movements. While I was watching the film, I was fully immersed that he was Donald Trump. In contrast to this, in any of the Marvel movies, I just didn't get any of that. It's not that his acting is particularly poor, it's just that there's nothing special. I think this is probably due to the writing direction of Marvel films. The key points of the film seem to be the CGI and the action sequences. However, after watching The Apprentice, I think this is a huge mistake. If they gave the actors a chance to become the people they were playing, the films would become much more engaging. I do think it's worth mentioning that maybe this is a target audience issue. Kids aren't particularly aware of good acting, and would care much more about the action sequences. Marvel's choice in this writing direction is likely based on this fact. However, even considering this, I still disagree with the current direction. Marvel movies currently have a lot of downtime and filler, many of them being about 2.5 hours long. If some of this filler was cut and replaced with actual acting, it would in no way hurt the action aspect.
Roy, you said we'd win hands down.
Rule 3. This is the most important rule of all. Okay? No matter what happens,
Does he have to drive
no
this
matter
fast?
what they say about you, no matter how beaten you are, you claim victory and never admit defeat. Never admit defeat, Donald. You want to win, that's how you win.
In conclusion, anyone is free to enjoy any film they want, in any way they want, and Marvel probably know what they're doing. But, if you want to see Sebastian Stan being a real actor, you should watch The Apprentice.